Okay, so here we are guys on day 2 of my video update series. Today is episode 2 talking about hair. So yesterday's video I mentioned that there's going to be a 3-part series this week, and yesterday we covered the intro on what the series of update videos will be. Today we're going to talk specifically about what's new in the workshop related to just hair services and hair. The first big thing I did for 2017 is I updated my service menu because I felt that my current menu that we were working with had a lot of items on it, and it often made choosing and pricing your services a little more complicated than needed to be. So I took off some of the unnecessary stuff, simplified things down to more of a package pricing kind of feel, where even though the pricing is a little more flexible in terms of a starting price and then a range of prices, I decided to do more combinations. So for instance, the biggest combination pricing that we've been enjoying so far, I put into effect late 2016, was a haircut, single process color, and RRX hair treatment together for $115. That's a holiday or January special price. And that's been doing really well. So interestingly enough, since I launched that price of $115 for the cut, color, and RRX treatment, I've sold a lot of those. So that tells me that you guys are looking for simplified, streamlined pricing or all-inclusive services. So that is key point number 1 of what's new in hair for 2017. Do package pricing. It's pretty simple. I decided that offering my services in packages gives you guys the ease of choosing, of saying, package 1, cut, single process, color, and treatment. It answers all the questions at once. Ideally, you'd sit for a haircut or a trim every time you do a color or chemical service, just to keep the hair maintained healthy, cut away the split ends, cut away the dead ends, and that way we're not coloring dead, broken hair. The second reason why package pricing is really ideal is because oftentimes people are regular on schedules with their color. So every 4 to 6 weeks come in for a root retouch or blend out or freshen your color. Might as well have the complete package done at the same time. Healthy, reshape the haircut, modify or build in some new layers, and then seal down the hair, repair it, strengthen it with an RRX treatment or a B3 conditioning treatment. So it sort of answers all the questions at once without having to upcharge for one, or spend a lot of time discussing what's next. That's always a very big question in the salon I receive is, what's next? What would you recommend? When would you recommend a haircut? When would you recommend a color refresh? Those sorts of things are answered by package pricing very easily, very simply, and also because they're bundled together, you save a ton of money. That's pretty cool. The next thing on my list of updates for 2017 would be fantasy colors, or vivids, or fashion colors. The bright purples, the bright blues, the greens, reds, the over-the-top, crazy, wacky colors that we do. I have split up the pricing into 2 categories. One for short to medium length hair, and then from medium length to long length hair. That way on the menu, it's easy to read and figure out what pricing works best for your hair length. Now, the thing with fantasy colors that I'm going to answer right now is the question, in order to do a fantasy color or a vivid, do we need to lighten or bleach your hair? Yes, absolutely. That's a must. There's really no way around it. The reason why is because lightening the hair gives us literally space for your hair to absorb the fantasy colors. So if you are looking to do fantasy colors, 2 things. One, we need to book off a little more time than a normal color appointment, and 2, the upkeep to make sure that the hair color stays in longer and stays more vibrant will require definitely color-safe shampoo, color-safe conditioner, and just a few extra hair care tips and tricks, which we can go over in future videos. But fantasy colors are alive and well. I do a lot of them exclusively with Aloxi Ultra Hot color. I love it. I think the Aloxi line, as you guys know, for both fantasy colors and natural blended tones, works really, really well. So we're going to just keep that going for the new year. The great thing about the Aloxi fantasy colors, the Ultra Hots, is that I get to custom mix and custom blend whatever shade we want to do, because their pigments are ultra blendable, as well as long lasting, and they fade really, really nicely when that time comes. They don't turn into that weird color shift that other fantasy colors go into once they start to fade. So using the Ultra Hot line is awesome. One of the big questions I receive a lot is, how often should I come in for a haircut? Now, this question applies to short hair, medium length hair, or long hair. And for each category, there is going to be a different scale of weeks or months in between your haircut appointments. So to keep your hair healthy, to keep it easier to style and easier to manage, the short haircuts, like the barbering haircuts, certainly I would recommend 3 to 4 weeks in between your haircuts. A medium length haircut where it's a strong shape, like a bob or an inverse bob or something like that, definitely every 6 weeks to have it shaped up and keep the length maintained and clip out any of the dead ends. Now, long hair and longer, extremely long hair, it really depends on the condition of your ends, but ideally you'd want to come in every 6 to 8 weeks just for an end cleanup on your long or extremely long hair. That way a few things are prevented: breakage, extra knotting or snarling, and also it would help improve your color absorbency to have the dead ends clipped away. That's on any hair length. So why do we do regular haircuts? To improve how our hair takes color, to improve styleability, improve softness and strength of your hair. Those are reasons for your regular haircuts, or trims even. And lastly, talking about haircuts, one of the cool things that's starting to happen with my menus, I'm doing a tier system. I've decided to get away from the labels of men's haircuts, women's haircuts, because nowadays really a haircut is a haircut, and it just is all based on a few things. One, how long your hair is when we're starting and how short you want to go when we're cutting. 2, the texture and density of your hair. And 3, what style you're aiming for. So it's not really something that I think needs to be gendered. I think that is antiquated and quite frankly complicated to book, because women are starting to use very short haircuts, men are starting to wear hair with layers. So really the gendered line of what is a men's haircut and what is a women's haircut, to me that line is so hazy. So I've categorized it as Tier 1, $25 for a haircut, Tier 2, $45 with a haircut, and Tier 3, that's going to be a custom quote based on a consultation of where you want to go with your haircut style, such and such. And so far it's been working really well. I feel as if that system not only removes the weird gender questions that we get of, for instance, a woman with long hair that wants long layers but also wants an undercut. How do we classify that? You know, is that a barbering haircut? It just makes things very convoluted to price out individually. So why not give a custom quote? And while we're talking about price quotes, I really encourage you guys to look up photos online on Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook and send them along with your questions on any service, really. How do they do that? Is this a haircut that's possible for me? Am I able to wear this hair color? After all, being a hairstylist is a very visual field, so any extra visuals I see from you definitely help me plan your hair session accordingly. And really lastly, the last couple things I want to talk about real quick, having to do with scheduling. My website and social media has me open at the shop from Monday through Saturday, and by appointment only, usually starting at 10 a.m., going up to last booking at 6 p.m. Of course, there are special circumstances, so I always invite you guys to ask about evening sessions or Sunday sessions or things like that. Well, that's it, guys. The hair salon is really going well. Unite is my flagship hair care and styling line. Aloxy is my flagship color and hair repair line. And of course, the Ruzel is the flagship barbering line for pomades, aftershaves, beard care, and beard maintenance. Beard maintenance. Did I say beard maintenance? Beard maintenance and beard grooming. I had to put the D back on the end of that word there. So if you have any other questions about scheduling, new services, or services that you're looking to do with me, feel free to contact me, text me, call me, email me, whatever way of communication you prefer to use. We're going to have a great 2017, and I really look forward to you guys referring more people to me. And with every referral cashed in, there's going to be some rewards set up for you guys. I'm going to start a new program for referrals, but that is for another video, another time. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. This is Mr. Phil signing off.